And welcome everybody to CreaTV Sports presentation of high school football. It's senior night here at Thomas P. Ryan Field on the campus of Mount Pleasant High School. It is the Falcons of Andrew Hill against the Cardinals of Mount Pleasant. I am Louis Casa, your announcer for today. It is senior night here for the Cardinals at Mount Pleasant. We are doing the coin toss right now. And we have a lot of players on the field for the coin toss. I'm not sure if you saw that earlier, but we had all the players on the field for coin toss if it's a festive night. As I mentioned here earlier, it was senior night. We had all the senior cheerleaders, all the senior football players for the Mount Pleasant High School being recognized, introduced to the crowd and everything. And it is a nice night here, a little bit of a hot night in October and everything like that. You can hear we have the band here to my left. Everyone's getting ready for the opening kickoff. Today's game will be with the Mount Pleasant Cardinals. They will be in the red jerseys and pants and the white helmets. And we have the Andrew Hill Falcons with the white jerseys and black pants with also the black helmets. Looks like Andrew Hill will be kicking off the ball. Andrew Hill is 5-2 and 2-2 in league. We have Andrew Hill in a bunch formation for the kickoff. We'll have both sides of these lines run to each sideline. And we are underway here. Opening kickoff. We got a good distance kickoff. He can go all the way. Only the kicker left. And tackled at the 30-yard line of the Andrew Hill Falcons. Right off the bat, you can't ask for anything better for these Cardinals to get. Crowd's excited here. Packed stands here at the Nest. We have starting quarterback number 2 for the Cardinals, Sean Pacheco. First down and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Cardinals. Handoff to number 5. Maybe 1 yard for Pablo Rapanat, number 5. We're looking at about 2nd and 9 for the Cardinals. Going through some of these starters here for the Cardinals. Number 21, Christian Drake, starting fullback. Handoff to number 5 once again. Has a little bit of a distance, maybe a gain of, I would say, about 4 yards. Have a manageable about 3rd and 5. Let's check out the replay here. And we had some distance going on. Have a little bit of distance to the first down. We're looking around 3rd and 5 for the Cardinals. Wrapping up with the last carry for the Cardinals. Another handoff. Inside handoff and nowhere to go. A flock of Falcons on the tackle for that one. Now let's see if they'll go for the field goal. You're looking at a pretty long field goal. Let's check out the replay. And as you can see, a swarm, about 3 or 4 Falcons on the tackle for that play. I mean, it's pretty far distance from now. You're looking at a 45-yard field goal, if not longer. So they'll go for it on 4th down. We're looking at about 4th and 9 for the Cardinals. Really want to capitalize on that long kickoff return. Pass. And looks like going to be close for the first. Looks to be a little bit short, maybe 3 yards shorter or so. Looks to be a number 3, Junior Cervantes for the Falcons. Saving that tackle right there. Looks like we have an injured Cardinal on the field being attended to right now. So the Falcons will start off 1st down and 10 with 9:38 here left in the first quarter. As a tradition right here, we have all the members of the home team taking a knee while the player being attended to. Number 21, as we mentioned, Christian Drake, starting fullback, being attended to with the medical staff here. He was the one who was on the last carry.
So you guys understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to have him actually. I'm never going to boost it. You know, so
it appears that the Falcons will be starting at about the 22-yard line for them. Then we have the coach for Mount Pleasant, Coach Lopez. He's in his 6th year, but first year back after a 3-year hiatus for coaching the Cardinals. Of course, going over, checking out his player, making sure he's doing all right. In the standings, it's a pretty critical game for Andrew Hill. They are 2-2 in league, and I think we have number 21, Christian Drake, getting off the field. So that's great to see him walking off the field. So I mentioned they are 2-2 in league and looking to move up a little bit. We have Sobrato 4-0 in league. So if they're looking for any sort of playoff hopes, they would have to win out and get some help. So we are about to start the next. Oh, looks like actually I am corrected. Looks like the Falcons did get, or actually the Cardinals did get the first down. It is first down for the Cardinals at about the 15-yard line. We'll go ahead with more of the starting lineup for the Mount Pleasant Cardinals. We have Luke Rivera, number 22, at the wing position, and Marco Herrera, number 6, starting wide receiver. Appears to be a penalty on the play. Maybe that was the result of their first down. Once again, another carry for number 5, Pablo Rabanat. Loss of a couple yards. Looks like the Cardinals just trying to run it up the middle, trying to see if they can ground it out and get to the end zone. 2nd and 13 for the Cardinals. Another inside handoff for Rapanat. A couple yards on the play. Let's check out a replay here. For the Cardinals, they have about 3 running backs sometimes. So it's kind of, for the defense, trying to, who actually has the ball. And they have a lot of different motion from these running backs when the play starts. So it looks like the Falcons have been doing a good job of identifying. Looks to be a false start on the Cardinals. They're going to have to move that back another 5 yards. False start on the Falcons. Let's say at about 3rd and, let's say 18 or so. And quarterback pass for number 2, and it is caught.
Complete pass to number 11, Josh Hernandez. Hernandez inside the original line of scrimmage.
Josh Hernandez, number 11 for the Cardinals with the pass. Once again, number 21 for Andrew Hill on the tackle, Eli Gonzalez. So we're looking at 4th down, about 13. They're going to go for it. 4th down, I guess, and 15 for the Cardinals. Let's see if they'll do a passing play here. Looks to be another false start on the Cardinals. They might be going back another 5 yards. So with this 3, with having that wing on the side for the Cardinals, they're going to do a lot of inside runs with the kind of different running backs and moving in different positions. Last couple times they did pass, a little bit of a pass, a run fake and then kind of a run to the side for the quarterback. So really the defense have to play their commitments and make sure they don't fall for anything. Run for the Cardinals. Catch by number 23.
Complete pass to number 23, James Rogenish. It will be shy on the 1st down, and Andrew Hill will take over.
Number 23, the senior, James Rogenish, catching that ball for the Cardinals, but not enough to get the 1st down. And we are now going to see the starting offense for the Andrew Hill Falcons. Have about 6:50 left in the 1st quarter. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Looks to be in shotgun formation. A little bit of motion and quarterback run for number 1, James Bankston. 5-yard carry. Yep, it looks like he was faking that toss. Similar to Mount Pleasant, where they have the quarterback either faking a toss, trying to trick that defense. And he was successful for about 5 yards, 2nd and 5 for the Falcons. Got 4 receivers on the play, and there's a penalty on the play right beforehand. Let's see what the penalty was. Was it a false start? Was it an offsides the defense? We'll see what the referee calls today. And offsides. Oh. Maybe illegal motion, maybe illegal. Yeah, just like in that first play for Andrew Hill. They have a slot receiver. They have 2 receivers basically. Really no tight end, so you really have at least 3 or 4 receivers at every play. Got another 4 receivers. 3 receivers to the quarterback's right. Shotgun formation once again. And Bankston's moving, and he is sacked in the backfield. Looks like right here for the Cardinals. And once again, number 5 playing running back, and we have in linebacker Michael Pablo Rampanat with the sack, sending the Falcons way back for 3rd and 20 with 5:17 left in the first quarter. Empty backfield, 5 receivers. And an inside draw. Trying to get some yardage, especially when you want to punt in your own end zone. You want to make sure you get some room. The less room you have in your end zone, the more likely easier to get a block. So, design play for Bankston. Shotgun formation. And great tackle there for number 4 for Mount Pleasant, Ricardo Chaz. And in punt formation are the Falcons. Looks like the Falcons are going to down it at the Cardinals' about 47-yard line. And 4:19 left in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals once again. Another great field position for the Cardinals. Had great field position off the kickoff return for their first drive and could not capitalize. So we will see if they can capitalize on this another great field position, starting on their own 47-yard line. Outside handoff. Looks to be on for number 22, Luke Rivera. Once again, you have those 3 running backs in the backfield. Rivera on the sweep, getting about 5 yards or so across the midfield on the Falcons' 49-yard line. Got a sweep to the right. Number 5 for Mount Pleasant, going to lose some yards. Pablo Rampanat. Never want to see going backwards, but unfortunately swarmed by that Falcons defense. Let's see the replay. As you can see, I mean, he was trying to get upstream, but the Falcons defense just playing their commitments and everything. You can see with the Cardinals, they all go down at the same time, both the running backs and the offensive linemen. The Cowboys of the 70s were very famous for that type of formation and that type of stance going into it. Incomplete pass. Looks to be 4th down. They'll probably go with the punt team, I would assume. So appears to be. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, appears to be the punt going on. Appears to be the quarterback. Sean Pacheco also punting here today for the Cardinals. Punt underway. And got a little bit of an avenue onto the side.
Gonzalez on the return from Andrew Hill.
Eli Gonzalez, the return for Andrew Hill. Let's see the replay. Got the punt underway. Great stiff arm there. And not enough, but good field position for the Falcons as they're on the 43-yard line. Falcons with 4 receivers on this play. 5 in motion. 5 with the handoff. Got some blockers in front of him. Has a little bit of a lane at the end. First down, but the penalty on the field on the opposite side of the run. The Ron Chapman, the tight end, was the ball carrier, but let's see if the play is going to go backwards. It was on the opposite side of the field, so hopefully not on the offense. You hate to see that when it's on the opposite side of the field, unfortunately. Let's go ahead. We have our referee talking to the Andrew Hill coaching staff, maybe an explanation of the penalty. Let's see, it appears to be on the Falcons. Maybe they're picking up the penalty flag. Yeah, not sure what's going on here for this penalty. Let's see a referee here. Personal foul on Mount Pleasant. So it's a first down for the Falcons. Let's move it up 15 yards. Not sure what the personal foul is for, but the Falcons are going to take it with 2:27 left here in the first quarter. First and 10 for the Falcons. Just like the Cardinals, always using a lot of different motion. Have time to throw, and intercepted by the Cardinals. First turnover of the game for the Falcons. So once again, the first 2 drives for the Falcons, not moving much. Got only 1 first down off the penalty. And turnover for the Cardinals. On their 3rd drive of the game with 2:09 left here in the first quarter. Another handoff, have a little bit of a lane. And number 4 for the Cardinals. About 2nd and 2 for Mount Pleasant.
So 2nd and 2 for the Cardinals. After that run by Hernandez.
Inside handoff, got a little bit of a lane for number 4. I would say maybe a little bit short, but it'll be a manageable 3rd down play. Ricardo Charez trying to push that pile, trying to get that first down. And they're going to call it a first down for the Cardinals. 1st and 10 at about the 43-yard line for Mount Pleasant. Fakes the handoff. And a little bit behind the passer. or the catcher, excuse me, number 21 for Mount Pleasant, Christian Drake. 2nd and 10 for the Cardinals. You can see Sean Pacheco talking to the coach, pretty much in between plays, trying to get the play and go back to his huddle and letting everybody know what's going on. Second and 2, a little bit confusion in the backfield. And I would say there's probably going to be a timeout for the Cardinals, I am guessing, as they're a little bit confusion on the field. So with 1:07 left here in the first quarter, we have a timeout going for the Cardinals. As you can see, great call for the timeout from Coach Lopez. Wasn't sure what's going on. Smiles the wall. Get everybody on there. Make sure everyone's on the right page. And of course we have a festive band here playing the old Monday Night Football theme. And we also have the Cardinal cheerleaders. Don't see this too often. They have their platforms. Looks like they decorate their own platforms with different pictures and lights and stuff like that. So everyone getting in the festive mood for senior night here at the Nest. So out of the timeout, we have 2nd and 10 for Mount Pleasant. So hopefully all the confusion has been cleared. See what the Cardinals can do on this play. And of 12, that's about 3 or 4 yards. David Gonzalez, the wide receiver for the Cardinals. As you see in that last play, they had a lot of different movement going on the left-hand side of the line of scrimmage. Gonzalez went to the right, the opposite of the movement. That's what a lot of their offense is trying to do. Trying to get you to move into one side and then take advantage of that. But pretty simple inside handoff right up the middle for the Cardinals. And we're looking at about 4th down in about 5 or so. It's only about 6 seconds left here on the quarter. It might be, and it is, the end of the quarter. So we had a turnover here for the Falcons. A lot of action here in the first quarter, but still scoreless here at Mount Pleasant. All right, we are back here for the second quarter, the start. Andrew Hill, Mount Pleasant all tied up at 0. Cardinals on the punt. Looks like the Falcons elect not to receive the punt or not to catch the punt. And it is stopped on the 21-yard line of the Falcons with 11:49 left here in the second quarter. Yeah, they're pretty much pinned back on the 21-yard line for the Falcons. Last series resulted in a turnover with an interception. So let's see if they can move the ball. Their first drive of the game, they were pretty much pinned back too. So they had to do a long punt. So let's see if they can get some first downs and at least try to gain some yardage here. Shotgun formation once again. Inside handoff to the right. Have some distance. First down for the Falcons. Ricky Quinones, the running back here. And just a straight run to the sidelines. It's really tough if you don't make that first tackle in the backfield. They have the speed to run it out and get a big gain. First down for the Cardinals. Inside handoff. Not much, maybe -2 yards or so. 2nd and 12. Once again, another shotgun formation. Receiver in motion for the Falcons. And a quarterback keeper. Not much once again. It's going to be a long 3rd down for them. Probably 3rd and 10. Let's check out the replay. Faked a couple of handoffs, but the Cardinals didn't fall for it. And the Cardinals got to be pretty happy by their defensive performances these last few drives. Falcons only getting 1 first down in this first half off a penalty. Now a 3rd and 10 play. And once again, pressure for the Falcons. And a little bit of a quarterback run to save some distance, but still short of the first down. Captain James Bankson once again. Looks like he wanted to throw it, but just had too much pressure on him. He was trying to call for somebody to run back, but once he passed that line of scrimmage, you can't really pass it, and he did the best he could to gain some yards. Let's see if the Falcons are going to go for it. It's about 4th and I would say about 2. Right at midfield at their own 44-yard line. Looks like they're going to go for it. So 2 receivers on each side for Bankston. Fakes the inside handoff. Oh no, they actually went for the inside handoff. Faked me out. 20 for the Falcons. Rick Keonis on the inside handoff. It's really hard to stop those inside handoffs. When you have 4 receivers, 2 receivers on each side, you're spreading out the defense. So those inside handoffs, you really have to have your linebackers and defensive linemen try to stop the line of scrimmage. So the risk paid off for the Falcons. .21 in motion. Now having 3 receivers and running to his right and breaks a few tackles, getting about 5 yards. Eli Gonzalez. .8:22 left here on the second quarter. Longest drive for the Falcons at this game going on right now. Oh, penalty flag on the play. If I had to guess, I want to say encroachment on the Mount Pleasant Cardinals, and yes, it is. Let's move the ball back up. Still maybe second down in inches. Doesn't look like a first down. We'll see where the linemen call it. And it's enough for a first down for the Falcons. as a defensive lineman, they always say can't move until that ball moves. And, of course, the offense always trying to get those guys to moves, get offsides. And long pass and on the fingertips. Number 11, Elijah Byers, the intended receiver, and he had some room to run. If Bankston had it a little too much that play, if the play was a little less touch on the ball, that could have been a touchdown for the Falcons. So you can see the Falcons have the ability to make these big plays. Let's see if they can capitalize that later on in the game. Second down, a fumble on the play. Looks like the Falcons quarterback Bankston is on the play. Let's see a replay on that. And it was a hard one to see. A little bit of a broken play. Bankston had a little bit of trouble with the snap. But a very good heads-up play to make sure to cover the ball and make sure there's not another turnover as they're over the 50-yard line into Cardinal territory. 3rd and 15 for the Falcons. Inside handoff. Number 20. Looks like they gain about a few yards. Rick Hernandez on the carry. So they're on midfield right now. Another decision for the Falcons. They went for it early in the game when they're in that midfield. So let's see if they'll go for it again. As we see the replay on the run. Even though they're on doing all their plays in shotgun formation, a lot of receivers would still like to run the ball up that middle. But now we have an empty backfield. 5 receivers, 3 on the left-hand side, and not the best of snaps. And we have lots of Cardinals there for the sack. Snap was a little bit low for the Falcons. Hit the ground before the quarterback Bankston could get it. And unfortunately, once that happens, that wasn't going to be a successful play for the Falcons. So now first down, another great field position for the Cardinals. Let's see if they can capitalize on that. As they're in Falcon territory on their 43-yard line. Looks to be a quarterback change with number 8. And that's a catch and a touchdown for the Cardinals. Number 6, Marco Herrera for the touchdown. And the throw for Ethan Hernandez, excuse me, to number 6, Marco Herrera. I saw Hernandez warming up on the sidelines, and I wasn't sure if he was going to play or not, but as you can see, successful on his first play in as quarterback, putting up that touchdown for over 40 yards, and here's the extra point. And that is also successful, giving the Cardinals a 7-point lead here with 6:12 left in the first half. Not sure if the starting quarterback, Sean Pacheco, is just injured right now, or just they thought they put in Hernandez, the sophomore quarterback. With only a few games left in the season, maybe Coach Lopez thought to change it up, and been playing so well on defense the first half, trying to see if Hernandez can give him that little spark to get them going this season. As I mentioned, it is senior night here, and the Cardinals have 2 more road games at Sobrato and at Prospect. Sobrato in first place in the West Valley League. The Cardinals really want to take advantage of this game, try to get a W on senior night here. Number 2, Sean Pacheco, looks to be the kicker here too. And a little bit faking the onside kick. You see a lot of that from Mount Pleasant. Going up to the line at the same time, going down in the 3-point stance at the same time, and now the same thing for the kickoff team. A little bit of a pooch kick. Might bounce out of bounds, and that's going to be a penalty on the Cardinals. And they'll start on the 35-yard line anytime you do a kickoff and it goes out of bounds. Automatic penalty for the kicking team. And the ball automatically goes on the 35-yard line. Pretty even matchup for today's game. Really, the only difference was Mount Pleasant was successful throwing that big 40-yard plus touchdown. And Andrew Hill almost had their own touchdown earlier in the game, but just couldn't capitalize it. But we know they have the capabilities of doing so. Quarterback run to his left. Making some moves, will not go down. Took at least 3 or 4 Cardinals. Didn't gain any yards, but gotta really enjoy the effort of James Bankston. Trying to make something out of nothing. Well, maybe they got a couple yards. Excuse me, about 2nd and 8 for the Falcons. Inside handoff. Both Mount Pleasant and Andrew Hill really have a lot of motion trying to, they had motion from right to left, inside handoff. Really all it takes about 1 second of concentration loss, and that could be the result of a big play. So always trying to get people to move to one side, trying to capitalize that. Especially for this wide spread out offense for the Falcons. You have a lot of different options to do so. Trips left for Andrew Hill. Quarterback gonna take a run for it. And held by number 11 for Mount Pleasant. Joshua Hernandez was the first guy to get to the quarterback. I can see Hernandez really just going out there and reaching for him, taking him down. Pretty great strength by Hernandez as Bankston was running away from him, actually get the capabilities of taking him down, but I believe it's going to lead to a 4th and 5, and the Falcons have elected to punt the ball this time. About a 38-yard line. Great coverage for the Falcons. Nice bounce for them also. They're going to let that ball roll as much as they can. And looking at about the 5-yard line with 3:34 left here in the first half. Cardinals up 7-0. Once again, you can see you really want that ball to keep rolling. And right there on about the 6-yard line. Probably the worst field position today for the Cardinals. About 3:34 left. And let's see who they have starting. Yep, they still have number 8, Ethan Hernandez, in for quarterback. So it looks to be a permanent change here. Inside handoff.
So very short carry there for Pleasant. Pick up a couple. They'll pick up a couple. Gonna be second and about 7.
As you can see, just nowhere to run for the Cardinals. 2nd and 7, deep at their own end zone. At about right outside the 10-yard line. Let's say the 9.5. 3 minutes left here in the first half. Another run to the right. Ricardo Jairez. Yeah, that's to be a little bit short. Let's see here on the replay. Out of it, a little bit of a lane to run into. And the Cardinals have gotten the first down, 1st and 10. But the clock's running down. You're going to have to make some big plays here to get this any scoring position before the first half ends. Not sure the Cardinals here just want to run out the clock and just take that 7-point lead into the halftime. Number 4, Ricardo Jairez also on the carry there. And even for the sophomore, Ethan Hernandez, you got to like making the carry, but then also faking he's running it or passing it. Like that commitment to always try to trick that defense. Another pass play. He throws it up to wide open. Number 12, David Gonzalez was wide open. Hernandez threw it up there just a little bit too much. But number 12 was wide open for David Gonzalez. That was a big play I was talking about. They're trying to get some scoring opportunity for the first half. So they're deep in their end zone here. Let's see if they elect to pass the ball. Maybe just trying to run the ball to gain some distance away from the end zone if they're going for a punt. They decided to pass the ball. Going deep. Just a little bit too much. Number 6, Marco Herrera, caught the touchdown earlier. Too much touch on that one. Couldn't replicate that big touchdown he had earlier in this game. And the Cardinals will elect to punt with about 1:28 left here in the first half. But then punting the ball from about the 13-yard line or so. Falcons are going to have about 1:15 or so to put some points on the board in the first half. So let's see how much pressure they put here on the punter. And a little bit of a short punt. Only a little bit of a bounce. Let's see if it gets to midfield. About the 45-yard line of the Cardinals. 1:19 left here in the first half. Let's see if Andrew Hill can capitalize on that great field position. Replay here of the last punt. Had enough time for the kick. For number 2, Sean Pacheco. Cardinals defense having a great first half, shutting out the Falcons. But with this spread out formation for the Falcons, they can score in an instant. Let's see how much pressure Coach Lopez of the Cardinals can put on this Falcons defense, or offense, excuse me. Throwing it deep, has a guy open, and it is a touchdown for the Falcons. Bankston over 40-yard touchdown. Andrew Hill, and we have number 11 catching the touchdown. Elijah Byers. And that's all it takes for the Falcons. Here's the replay. Plenty of coverage for the quarterback to have time to throw that ball. As I mentioned earlier, in the same spot on the right-hand side of the field was that earlier attempt that they overthrew the receiver, but Bankson did not overthrow his man, and Elijah Byers got the touchdown. Let's see if the extra point will be successful for Andrew Hill. Eli Gonzalez, the kicker. Let's see if they can tie up the game here. A lot of pressure, and let's see what's going on. And it is good, and it barely crossed that under, or went barely above the goalpost. A little bit of a knuckle ball, but doesn't matter if it's fancy or not. Still going to tie up this game. It's 1:11 left. It is all tied up at 7-7. And let's see now. We got, 1:11 left. The Cardinals are going to get the ball back. As we saw earlier, they were capable of scoring a big play. Let's see if they can get back in here. But Coach Holt for the Falcons has to be excited. All first half, they've got a lot of yards gained on offense. But that doesn't matter because that big play tied up the score. And we're all tied up here at 7-0. Eli Gonzalez for the Falcons going to kick the ball. Kickoff for the Falcons might go out of bounds. And that's also going to be a penalty flag there. So they're going to have some field position for the Falcons to defend. Cardinals got the first down with 1:11 left in the half. And as we can see on the field, we'll be taking a break. Maybe we'll have a little clip, but we have a halftime race on the field already. We have a Minion and I think a T-Rex running. So they're getting ready for their race here at halftime. But first down right now for the Cardinals. Inside handoff. First couple yards, maybe. We'll see. A little bit of a hurry-up offense, which is good. You only got about 1:05 left. So they're quickly going to go for the next play. $50 seconds left here in the first half. Shotgun formation. Missed snap, and Falcons may have gotten the turnover. And the Falcons did get the turnover. As you can see, it was a missed snap. With Hernandez, just not starting this game. A little bit of a miscommunication. And the Falcons have field position on the Cardinals' 29-yard line. I believe they have all their 3 timeouts left. So they got some time. They can do some running here if they like. We will see what's going on here for the playbook here. Shotgun formation for Bankson. Having time to throw the ball. Still having time. He loses the ball. That's going to be a loss of over 10 yards. Sometimes better just to throw it away and live another day. Looks like the Cardinal, or the Falcons, take a timeout to stop the clock with 26 seconds left. Had a lot of time. I'm sure all of his receivers recovered, unfortunately. But the Cardinals would not let up. getting the sack. We're looking about a second and very, very long. Coach Lopez talking to his team. That is Coach Holt also talking to his team. Now we know the Falcons did score a 40-yard plus touchdown. But with about 26 seconds left, they're not going to catch the Cardinals off guard. I'm sure they'll be looking for that long pass. But with about a few timeouts left, I mean, you don't have to really go for the long pass. You can kind of maybe get something in the middle, get a couple 20-yard passes, and that'll work out too for the Falcons. So we're looking at a 2nd and 22 for the Falcons. 26 seconds left in the first half. 4 receivers, 2 on each side for Bankson. 1 in motion. We're going to have 3 receivers to his left. He rolls to his left. A little bit of a lane to run, and he is sacked. Number 4, Coach Irez. And a timeout once again for the Falcons with 16 seconds left. They're down to 1 timeout. And they're moving the opposite way of the field. And you can see, trying to run, but not fooling the Cardinals on that play. So you're looking at a 3rd and very long. Let's see if they try once again to pass the ball. Or maybe just right up the middle, get some yards, and just get into halftime for a good tide. But great resilience for the Cardinals. Up 7-0, giving up that touchdown, then fumbling the ball, but this defense not giving up, making sure they went ahead into the locker room with at the very least a tie. With this defense having a great first half. Want to make sure to keep the Falcons out of the end zone. So 2nd about, let's say, 14 or so for Andrew Hill. Going back to pass Bankson, and he is sacked once again. Joshua Hernandez with the sack on that play, and they're just going to let the time run out. Once again, bull rushing the running back there and getting that sack. And we are all tied up here at 7 here at Mount Pleasant, and we will go to a PSA break, and we will be back here at Mount Pleasant for second half action. We will go to a PSA, and we'll be back. Thank you very much.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
We are back for the second half kickoff. We're all tied up 7-7 here with Andrew Hill and Mount Pleasant. Andrew Hill is going to receive the second half kickoff. Once again, the fake out for the onside, or just maybe a little bit of a routine they like to do for the Cardinals. Number 2. John Pacheco back kicking off. Had a lot of halftime festivities. We had some cheerleading, some mascot racing, had some line dancing, and looks to be almost out of bounds, but selected to get it make a return, the Falcons did. That was number 4 for Andrew Hill. Jesse Medina. And getting it back almost to about the 35-yard line, maybe a yard short or so. Falcons scored their first half touchdown in the second quarter, late in the second quarter, tying up this game. Let's see what they're going to bring here in the second half. Banks once again the shotgun formation. 2 running backs right beside him. Inside handoff. And penalty flags thrown. Let's see, when you see a penalty flag in that kind of general direction, maybe a hold if I had to guess, but did not see it myself, so we'll see what the referee calls. Appears to be holding on the offense. Let's see what he has. Holding for Andrew Hill. You have to take him back 5 yards. Let's see, it's about 1st and 15 or so, maybe 1st and 20. We'll see what happens. So that takes them all the way back to the 25-yard line. Looks to be 2nd and 20, or 1st and 20, excuse me. Once again, a little bit different formation for Andrew Hill than the first half. Didn't see too many 2 running backs in the backfield for them in the first half. Pass to number 5 for Andrew Hill. One of the captains, Ron Chapman. About 5 yards on the throw and catch. A lot of movement for the quarterback in this offense for the Falcons. Not a lot of drop back and passing the ball. Usually if he's passing that ball, he's running to one side of the field. And pretty good game plan. A lot of defensive pressure for the Cardinals the first half. Another 3 receiver set. Pressure for the Cardinals. Hit in the backfield and another sack. To the final hit for Ricardo Charez. Here's the replay. And 52 got the first initial hit for Mount Pleasant. And Charez, number 4, got the final sack. 2nd and very long for the Cardinals. Or for the Falcons, excuse me. They have 2 running backs in the backfield. They might try to stop this Cardinal pressure, but unsuccessful in that last play. Trying to get more protection for Bankston. I mean, his 1 touchdown pass was plus 40 yards. He had another one he just barely missed for 40 yards plus. If he has some time to throw. Oh, looks like offsetting penalties. That might be a replay of that down. Did not see, but typically when there's offsetting penalties, they'll replay the down. So it'll be 2nd and 15 for Andrew Hill. Clock will start again. Well, now they're going to another 4 receiver set. 2 on each side for Andrew Hill. 21 in motion, moving to their right. Drop down pass, big throw for Andrew Hill, and almost intercepted for the Cardinals. Looks to be Luke Rivera on the coverage. Had the time a little bit. Just Receiver not getting open. Rick Quinones was the attendant receiver for the Falcons. And once again for the Falcons, another 3rd and long. 3rd and 15. Let's see, a couple times the first half, they'd like to do a little bit of an inside draw to get some yards, but we will see. They're at about the 26-yard line in their territory. A little bit run to the right, but a lot of pressure. Banks is going to have some room to run. He is not going down, getting the first down for the Falcons, getting to midfield. The Cardinals had the pressure on Banks and just did not have the containment. Banks in a dynamic player for the Falcons, having 12 rushing touchdowns. And you can see at that last play, he can create plays on his own. He was named the San Jose Mercury Athlete of the Week against their game against Lynbrook earlier this season. And that last play kind of showed you why he has that ability. Create some movement, getting that first down. Now another inside handoff. Moving a little bit to the right. Number 24, Andrew Hill. Quinones getting that pretty close to first down, maybe 9 yards or so. So Andrew Hill, not the best start in this first half, but getting some first down in the last few plays. In the first half, Andrew Hill didn't have a lot of long drives. This might be one of their longer drives of the game right now. Number 5 in motion. Toss to the right. Some room to run, but not enough for the first down. Going to be 3rd down, about 4 yards. You see on the replay here, number 20 Quinones for the run, had nowhere to run. Chavez, number 4, and Joshua Hernandez, number 11 for the Cardinals, making sure he is not running anywhere. Critical 3rd down and 3. 2 running backs for Andrew Hill. 2 receivers to the quarterback's right. Inside handoff. Got a little bit of room to run. Going to get the first down. But penalty flag on the play. About the middle of that offense. So might be going back for the Falcons, but we will see. Quinones was the runner on that play. Tackled by David Gonzalez. That running attack for Andrew Hill getting some traction this second half. The running plays they did have were able to get to the linebackers of the Cardinals. Penalty on, looks like Mount Pleasant could not see the call. But that's going to get Andrew Hill more into the Cardinals territory. Let's see what the referee says here. Holding on the Cardinals. And that's going to cause first down for the Cardinals and more. That's going to move them like a 15-yard penalty on that hold. Move them to almost their red zone. Right outside the 26-yard line. And there you go. Another play of Bankson making some plays. faked a couple handoffs, getting about a 7-yard carry. Best drive for Andrew Hill in the game going on right now.
Make it 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Falcons.
Second and I would say about 4 right now. 2 receivers to the quarterback's right. High snap. Inside handoff. A little bit of room to run for Quinones. And it is a touchdown for Andrew Hill. Quinones' first touchdown of the game. 20-yard plus touchdown. He's been featured a lot in this drive. And another touchdown for the Falcons. Just a run up the middle, big lane. Falcons are known for their big plays, and another big play for the touchdown, making it 13-7 with the extra point pending. Last time the Falcons went for the extra point, a little of a low kick, so we tried to see if the Falcons can get a 7-point lead. Kick is up, and appears to be good, and it is good. With 7:35 left, Andrew Hill are up by 7, 14-7. Here's a replay on that kick, and right through the uprights. So in the first half, the sophomore sensation Ethan Hernandez came onto the field. His first play through a big long touchdown. So we got to see if we can see if they will capitalize getting some yardage. We have to receive for Mount Pleasant, number 6, Marco Herrera. He's the one who caught the long distance touchdown. Kicking for the Falcons appears to be Eli Gonzalez, number 21. Also looks to be Joshua Hernandez for the Mount Pleasant Cardinals. Back to receive the kick, and a little bit of a squib kick. Didn't catch Mount Pleasant off guard. 15 with the carry for Mount Pleasant. Sebastian Gomez getting to the 31-yard line. So we've seen the replay here. Purposely kicking that ball. Not really an onside big kick, but hopefully to get those players in Mount Pleasant maybe caught them off guard and goal those type of plays, trying to catch those guys on the kickoff return team off guard. Maybe you cause a turnover, maybe cause a fumble. But that didn't work out for the Falcons on that one. It is 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line for the Cardinals. Hand off to number 5. Michael wrapping up, and he is going down back. Oh, and a penalty flag on the play. Not sure what the penalty is for. Let's see what's going on here with the penalty. Didn't see what the penalty was, but it was at the end of the play. So not sure if there was what was going on. You assume at the end of the play might be a personal foul on one of the teams. Personal foul on the Falcons. First down, gain of 15 for the Cardinals. Not sure if the personal fouls maybe towards the end of the play, maybe not sure if a late hit or anything like that. That's the only thing I can assume for the flag being in late, but that is a 15-yard gain for the Cardinals. First appears to be 3 for the Cardinals, getting a first down. And that's a good hit for number 25 of Andrew Hill. Ben Huang getting the tackle on there. So on the replays, you saw they got a little bit of first down yardage. Getting it to the 40-yard line of their own territory. But good hit on the play. Another run upside the middle. Getting that first down. It was 2nd and 1. Here's a replay on the first down. Number 4 for Mount Pleasant. Crouchaez getting that first down, moving the sticks. Going into Andrew Hill territory on their 49-yard line. Looking to strike back against the last drive for the Falcons scoring the touchdown. A little bit of movement on the offensive line for Mount Pleasant. That's going to send it back 5 yards. Yeah, we had the band playing a little bit. Usually for the offensive lineman, you kind of want to obviously move on the count of the quarterback, but sometimes when it's a little bit loud, it's hard to do so. So those occasions, I guess you just got to go the movement of the ball. And it is a tackle in the backfield. George Rivera is the one who got the tackle for Hill in the backfield for Mount Pleasant. So it's 2nd and long for the Cardinals. Let's see what they can do here. Fake the handoff, but someone's in the backfield. Number 5 for Andrew Hill, and that is a sack. LaRon Chapman for Andrew Hill getting into the backfield. Ethan Hernandez, the quarterback, tried to scramble a little bit, but couldn't get through that Falcon defense. 3rd and very long. Let's see what the Cardinals would like to do here. They decide to go for a long pass or maybe try to get a run. Nope, they go for the long pass. A little bit of time, and nope, not enough time. Once again, another sack in the backfield. Let's see for the Falcons who got the sack. Looks a bit like the defensive lineman, number 6, Darshawn Rhodes, getting the sack. Don't remember in the first half, Andrew Hill getting a lot of sacks, but definitely this second half, back-to-back sacks. 4 and very, very long for Mount Pleasant as they elect to punt the ball. 2 receivers for the Falcons at midfield. Had enough time to kick the ball away. Let's see if the Falcons return it. Looks to be number 3, returning it to about their 42-yard line of the Cardinals. James Chaney towing that punt for the Falcons. Great field position for them as they're already in Cardinal territory. 44-yard line. Momentum's definitely on their side. I'm sure they want to capitalize on that, extend their lead. 3:41 left here in the first quarter, or third quarter, excuse me. Inside handoff, once again at number 20 for Andrew Hill. Rick Gonzalez getting about several yards. Let's say 2nd and 8. Banks in the quarterback, getting the play from coaching staff for Andrew Hill. The spread out offense, 4 receivers, 2 on each side of the quarterback. Another inside handoff. Number 20. They're just taking those chunks of yards. Rick Munoz once again the ball carrier. These runs the second half, it's going to be effective for Andrew Hill. Definitely have that defense spread out with so many wide receivers. You find a couple cracks in the middle of that field, they're going to get you some yards. Tackling becomes a real big key for those defensive linemen and linebackers. Blitz coming for the Cardinals. Banks in a little bit of room to run. Going to drop his body and get the first down for Andrew Hill right outside the 30-yard line. Let's check out the replays. You can see blitz coming. Banks and tuck the ball and run. And he's going for the big hit. He knew he had to get that first down. Gotta like a quarterback like that. Not looking to run out of bounds. Looking to take that hit, making sure he can get that first down. Fresh pair of downs for the Falcons. 1st and 10. And pressure once again. Incomplete pass for Andrew Hill to number 5, Laron Chapman. So now we're looking at 3rd and 9 for Andrew Hill. This part of the field, this might be probably 4th down territory. So they might not need to get all the yardage here on 3rd down. Let's see what the coaching staff for Andrew Hill likes to do here. 1:39 left here in the 3rd quarter. It's about a little bit of an offset eye over here. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left for the Falcons. And looking to his right. Banksy likes to run up the middle for not many yards. Cardinals defense stepping up their play in this drive over here. Last drive for the Falcons had a couple successful first downs, moving the ball down, but Cardinals defense keeping that pressure. So it looks to be 3rd down. I guess I was mistaken. About 3rd down and 10, I would say.
No.
Looks like they're about to call a timeout for the Falcons with about 1 minute left to go. Critical drive in the game with not too many points on the scoreboard. Really want to make sure you want to capitalize on the field position. Coach Lopez and his coaching staff talking to his defense. Same thing here for Andrew Hill. Cardinals have gotten a lot of pressure to Bankston, so we'll try to see what's going to happen here on this critical 3rd down and 10. Coach Holt for the Falcons, his 10th year coaching.
Here's a nice little workshop. Yeah, it showed me. Oh, real nice workshop. Yeah, every machine you think of.
So 3rd and 10 for Falcons. A little bit of movement here. Let's see if everyone's on the same page. Not the best of snaps, and not sure if it was a fumble or going to be an incomplete pass. Looks to be a fumble on the Falcons. Let's check out the replay. And they're saying it's a pass. Nevertheless, the Cardinals had a lot of pressure coming from their defensive linebackers. And another turnover for the Falcons. That's their 2nd turnover of the day. So once again, the big play for the Cardinal defense. And a little bit of a room for number 12 for the Cardinals. David Gonzalez. Getting about, I would say, 6 yards or so on that carry. You can see the quarterback, Ethan Hernandez, faked it to 2 different running backs. Very hard for that defense. You think they're going one way, you think they're going another way. And having that kind of wing position really gives you a lot of options to kind of get the defense offset, getting a little bit stumbling, trying to gain some yards. Inside handoff. And going nowhere for the Cardinals. And that looks to be the final play here in the 3rd quarter. With the end of the 3rd quarter here at Mount Pleasant, the Andrew Hill Falcons are up by 7, 14-7. We'll be back with 4th quarter action here at CreaTV Sports.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
And we are back here for the start of the 4th quarter. Andrew Hill up by 7 points. With a 3rd down and about 6 yards for the Cardinals offense. And it's going to be a pass for the Cardinals. A little bit of pressure. And wide open, number 21 for Mount Pleasant. He has some room to run. Long pass right at the 10-yard line. Christian Drake, the long catch from Hernandez. Coming off an injury, the team captain getting that long pass from Hernandez. Hernandez had a little bit of pressure, able to evade the pressure and getting the long pass. As we see Drake here, running to about the 10-yard line. Just the play the Cardinals need to try to tie up this game. And let's see, I hear the whistle blowing for the referees. We'll find out what's going on. Maybe a timeout for the Falcons? This could be a timeout. Oh, timeout Mount Pleasant. Well, definitely if you're down here in the 10-yard line, you want to make sure that you get your best plays called and try to get to the end zone. With points being a premium in this game, you want to make sure you get this touchdown to tie up this game. Well, we're here at senior night for the Cardinals. Have the band playing. By the stands, they have all the different balloons celebrating the last time these seniors will be playing on this field.
So it's first and goal from the 9-yard line.
So first and goal for Mount Pleasant. Clock rolling with 11:44 left here in the game. Inside handoff. Not a lot of room for number 5 for Michael Rapinette. Let's check out the replay there. You can see number 4 for the Falcons plus number 25 for Andrew Hill in the backfield. Jesse Medina getting that first initial contact. A little bit of a toss for number 5, Mount Pleasant, going out of bounds. Wrapping up once again on the carry. So third and goal. So we will see what the Cardinals do here. We actually have Sean Pacheco, the quarterback who started the game, in the game right now. He's their kicker and punter, but he won't be doing this right now. So a little bit of an interesting offensive change of pace here. So right now we have Pacheco under center. And we have Hernandez, number 8, in the I formation, the very back of the I. And a toss to Hernandez. Let's see if he's going to throw it. A little bit of a flea flicker. Wide open in the end zone. And almost a catch for number 23. But at the very second, Andrew Hill broke it up. Let's have a replay on here. A little bit of the flea flicker, I would guess. Tossing it up. Number 23 had it and just missed it. Number 21 for Andrew Hill. Eli Gonzalez on the coverage. So once again, Pacheco and Hernandez in the play. Not sure if they're going to go. Let's see. It's 4th down right now. 4th and goal. Looks like they are not going to go for the field goal. At their 15-yard line, Pacheco behind center. And let's see who's going to call this timeout here. Appears to be Mount Pleasant. 2 timeouts called here on this drive. So there's about 10:50 left here in the game. 3rd and goal for the Cardinals. Not sure if they'll get another opportunity like this in the game. Likely not to go for the field goal. Very much trying to catch the defense off guard with both of their quarterbacks in the game right now. So right now, looks to be Pacheco under center. Let's see what they're going to call here. About 15 on the 15-yard line. So it's 4th and goal. Hernandez in the backfield. Once again, going for the flea flicker and almost intercepted. On that play, it was a little bit different as number 2 Pacheco ran to the right when he tossed it, and they were not fooled. Number 8 on the coverage for Andrew Hill. George Rivera playing his assignment correctly. They were doing a flea flicker, but instead of throwing it to the end zone, they were going to throw it back to Pacheco. But Andrew Hill was not fooled on that one, and they're going to get the ball back with their lead intact with 10:43 left in the game. Bankson handing it off. Not much of a gain for Andrew Hill. Number 20 on the K, Rick Conias. Let's see the replay. A little bit of a low snap, but you got to give it up to this Cardinal defense. They've been playing great all night long. Really, just for only those couple plays where they scored those big, long touchdowns, they've been playing great. A lot of sacks in the first half, and still keeping up the pressure here in the second half. It's be 2 running backs next to backs in the backfield, 2 receivers to his right. Fakes the handoff up the middle. He's running it. He's calling the receiver to run back, and hits the ground. Looks to be 21, the attendant receiver, Eli Gonzalez. 3rd and 10, excuse me. Let's see, fakes the handoff. Number 4, number 5, not falling for it. Lots of pressure for the Cardinals. With a quarterback like Banks, it's very hard to, very elusive. Very hard to get him in the backfield, trying to get him a sack. Two running backs in the backfield, 2 receivers to his right. Low snap out of his end zone. Banks needed a throw and just throws it out of bounds. Smart play for him. We'll see in the replay. Didn't really have much time as the ball was snapped low. Really heads up play. That ball could have easily rolled in the end zone. He could have easily got a long snap, or a long sack, excuse me. And had the heads up play to roll to his right, throw it out of bounds. I mean, if they would have recovered that ball, that could have been a touchdown, tied this game. So the Cardinals are going to punt here, or get the punt here. A little bit of a sideways kick. And they're going to have good field position at the 45-yard line of the Falcons. That's one thing for the Falcons. Let's see the punt once again for the Falcons. Had time to punt it. Just didn't get the right angle on the kick. And the Cardinals, once again, they've been having a lot of good field position here in this game thanks to their defense. Hernandez back at quarterback. Going for the long pass. Lots of pressure, and he is down in the backfield. See the replay on that. Hernandez tried to make some time, but at the very end, appears to be number 59 for Andrew Hill on the sack. Let's see what happens here. Looks to be a flag on the play. Let's see what the referee calls here. And they're moving forward, so it appears the flag was on Andrew Hill. And it'll be a first down for the Cardinals. Didn't see the call. Let's see what the referee says. Nope. Well, Cardinals got some good fortunes there. So they got a first down right outside the 36-yard line of the Falcons. And Pacheco back in the game. At quarterback. Shotgun formation, and let's see what happens here. False start for the Cardinals. They go up 15, and now they're going to go back 5. So first and 15 on the 41-yard line. So now Pacheco back in the game. Hernandez now on the sidelines. So the Cardinals, the last 2 plays, have been doing a shotgun formation, trying to see if this different formation helps them out a little bit. Lots of pressure on Pacheco, and pass incomplete. Looks to be about 2nd and 15. Let's see the replay here. Yeah, they had one guy right up the middle. He didn't catch his number, unfortunately, for Andrew Hill, and Pacheco had to get rid of that one. .9:24 left here in the 4th quarter. So not a need to do shotgun formation, this pass formation, but this change in play call will spark something in the offense, but unfortunately more pressure on Pacheco. Throws the ball to 21, but I'm not sure if he was just trying to get rid of it. We'll see in the replay here. Lots of pressure right away. Trying to flop that one to his running back, Christian Drake. So they switch quarterbacks here. Hernandez back in the game. Pacheco on the sidelines. And there he goes for a long pass for number 9. And almost there. Anthony Gonzalez. That was a beautiful pass from Hernandez. Let's see on the replay. Had the time. Beautiful pass. Just didn't make the connection there, unfortunately. Stops the clock with that incomplete pass with 9:11 left here in the game. You got 4th down. 4th down and 15, and they are going for it. Hernandez in the game, the shotgun formation. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Now it's back unblocked. Number 4 for Andrew Hill, unblocked. Jesse Medina. That is a sack for Andrew Hill. Let's check out the replay. As you can see, he was untouched. Yeah, several people in the backfield for Andrew Hill. And turnover on downs for the Cardinals. Good field position, starting off from the 49-yard line of the Cardinals. Trips left for Andrew Hill. Bankston's running it.
Make the tackle.
And he is still going. The Cardinals force him out of bounds. Banks it running like that. It is hard to get him down. Thanks to the play, it looks like an intending running play. Eludes several tackles. Finally, number 30, Miguel Rapinette, getting tackle. 2nd and 9 for Andrew Hill. Trips to the right. And inside handoff, number 20. Bouncing to his left, getting the first down for Andrew Hill. Rick Quinones. Once again, he's going to just hand off right up the middle. He's going to bounce to his left and has room to run. With that many people spread out, you get to that second wave of defensive linemen, you got room to run, getting the first down for Andrew Hill. First and 10 for Andrew Hill on the 35-yard line. Another handoff right up the middle. Not getting too many yards, but still 3 or 4 yards. Once again, these Andrew Hill runners like to run up the middle and kind of bounce it either to the left or to the right. Unsuccessful in that play, but clock's still running. Pass for Andrew Hill. And no one there for that pass. Looks to be 21 for Andrew Hill. Eli Gonzalez, intended receiver. This will be a 3rd and 6 for the Falcons. But a complete pass does stop the clock. And gives them 7 minutes left here in the game. Cardinal territory on the 32-yard line. Trips right for the Falcons. Drops down the pass, has time to throw it. One-on-one coverage, and it is another touchdown for the Falcons. Another 30-yard pass touchdown, this time to Eli Gonzalez. Extends the lead for the Falcons. Had time to throw. And just the speed for Eli Gonzalez showing off there as he catches the 3rd touchdown for the Cardinals. The 2nd one throw-in for James Bankston with 6:52 left here in the game. And Eli Gonzalez up for the kick too. Extending the lead to 2 touchdowns, 21-7 for the Falcons.
6:52 remaining in the game. It's Andrew Hill 21 and Mount Pleasant 7.
So let's see what Mount Pleasant does for the time remaining. If they're going to go back to Pacheco, if they're going to go to Ethan Hernandez. Sometimes they had both guys in the formation, so we'll see what Andrew Hill does to respond to this touchdown. So Eli Gonzalez, the one who got the touchdown, set to kick it off for the Falcons. And there goes the kickoff, another kind of squib kick. Are they going to let it go out of bounds? Nope, they're going to let it go for the return. Looks to be number 8, has a little bit of room to run for the Cardinals. Only one man to beat. And we have midfield for the Cardinals. Eli Gonzalez catching touchdowns and now saving touchdowns, as he was the last man to beat and got that touchdown saving tackle right at the 50-yard line. So I see Pacheco out there for the Cardinals. Not sure if Hernandez is also out there for the Cardinals. We will see when they come out in their formation. Four receivers, 2 to each side. And nowhere for Pacheco to go. Penalty flag on the play, though. Looks like Hernandez is on the sidelines for the Cardinals. Sack for Andrew Hill, but not sure for what the penalties were for. One of them came at a little bit of the end of the play, so not sure if it was some sort of hit. Could have been holding, maybe. We'll see what they call here. So we got Holden on the defense. There you go. It wasn't A or B, like I said. It was option C. Holden for Andrew Hill. Let's see. They're going to give him a first down. 1st and 7, I would say. So we got 6:29 left. Time becoming a little bit of a factor. Once again, tons of pressure for Pacheco. Had to get rid of that one. Throwing it to his running back. Seeing the play, number 4 for Andrew Hill came out untouched. Jesse Medina. Pacheco had to get rid of it. And now we got Hernandez back in the game. For this critical 3rd down play. He was the one who threw the big touchdown in the first half. Let's see if he can replicate that and try to cut this lead that Andrew Hill has. So the shotgun formation has 2 receivers on each side. Untouched once again. Jesse Medina this time. Well, check out the play. Once again, untouched. Looks to be Brian Adams getting the final sack, cleaning up the end of that play. Now we're looking at 3rd and I would say 14 or so for Cardinals. Once again, in the 4th quarter, the Cardinals have elected to do the shotgun formation. Once again, unblocked, number 4 for Andrew Hill. It looks to be pass was completed for number 12. David Gonzalez. Great play for Hernandez trying to elude the pressure. So once again, Medina was unblocked. It's got to be tough towards the end of this game. Players getting a little bit tired. And if you have that quickness, it's hard to block, and especially towards the end of this game. And big throw to number 7. And he catches the ball, number 7, Alfredo Hernandez. What a catch. I believe 21 for Andrew Hill. Eli Gonzalez tipped the ball. And great concentration as we see here. A little bit of time. And one tip from Andrew Hill, Eli Gonzalez, but number 7, Alfredo Hernandez getting the long pass. And Mount Pleasant is in business with about 5 minutes left here in the game. The defense has been playing well this game, so if they score here, they'll have opportunities. Inside handoff, number 11, Josh Hernandez. Didn't get too much on that play, maybe 1 yard. We'll see the replay on that one. Makes sense trying to run the ball up the middle, getting a lot of pressure on the ends, but did he get a chance to capitalize on that play for the Cardinals? 2nd and 9, high snap. Pass is complete to number 12, but outside of the touchdown area. David Gonzalez, great catch. Looks to be about a yard or two away from the end zone. Let's see this replay here. High snap. But we got Gonzalez. There you go. Yeah, about to the second 2-yard line. Let's see, 3rd and 2. They can still get a first down without getting the touchdown. So they might be able to run the ball here, but another inside handoff. And nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Let's see if the Cardinals turn over the ball there. They did retain the ball here. Let's see, it was just an inside handoff, and great effort trying to make a play out of nothing. But very lucky to not turn over that ball. Joshua Hernandez went up the middle. Couldn't get the play going. But they went back about 20 yards or so. So 2nd or 3rd, it's 4th down. 4th down and very long for the Cardinals. Pass from Hernandez, a little bit high, but number 7 has caught it. Alfredo Hernandez, just not enough for the 4th down, unfortunately. And that's a big hit for the Cardinals. Number 3, I believe. Looks to be down, unfortunately. James Chaney. We'll have the trainers attend to him. Had that kind of touchdown-saving hit. So the next 2 games for Andrew Hill, they're going to have 2 home games. Next week against Yerba Buena, and the following week against Overfelt. And we have James Chaney going off the field, so good to see him walking on his own accord. So there's 2:20 or 2:52 left here in the game. I expect the Falcons to just kind of run out the clock a little bit. They used a lot of those timeouts in the 3rd quarter, so the Mount Pleasant Cardinals are only down to 1 timeout. So, and is that another penalty? Let's see what it's happening here.
What, 20?
Let's see what the play is here. Not sure what to call, but the Cardinals are going back, so it seemed like it's on them. So unfortunately, that looks a call. So we'll see what happens. Not sure if there's a penalty or not. Nevertheless, the Falcons start on their 10-yard line. Inside handoff. There's a replay of that play going. Keeping it pretty basic. Inside handoff, got him a good chunk of yards. Let's see, we got 2nd and 1. Another first down. It's going to keep that clock moving. Quarterback keeper, he's going to run. Has some room and stayed out of bounds. That's their own 35-yard line. Let's see that play. That was a great fake handoff. Has room to run. Let's see. Did he stay in bounds? Yep, probably staying in bounds. The clock is rolling. 1:50 left here in the game. Motion on number 11 for the Falcons. Inside handoff. No way to run. 1:23 left here in the game. The Cardinals only have one timeout, so they'll have one stoppage here. 2nd and about 11 for Andrew Hill. 11 in motion. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's just a couple penalties, so that's going to stop the clock. Close to first down. One penalty or one flag in the backfield and another flag in the middle. Let's see the replay. And not sure if that was a block in the back. Maybe one of the penalties. I'm not sure if I'd make a guess. Let's see what the referee calls here. 33 seconds left. Let's see. Discussing the penalties with Bankston. Personal foul on Andrew Hill.
Also to hit you. You know?
I was 45. I was like, bam. I went, what's going on? The guy was like, yeah, she's having, no, last week I was fine. No, it's been going on.
So they're moving the play back. Moving it back probably about 15 yards. All the way down to their about 16-yard line. So we're looking at 2nd down and very long here. Clock's rolling in. Not sure if they're in victory formation for the Falcons. They take a knee. Clock is running. I think that's going to be it for the game today. So, yep, looks to be the end of the game. Andrew Hill comes out with the win here on senior night for Mount Pleasant. They have won the game 21-7, moving up their record to 6-2 and 3-2 overall in league. Mount Pleasant going down to 1-7 overall and 1-4 in the league. stay tuned. We're going to have some first half highlights or second half highlights. We'll be back with the postgame show here at CreaTV Sports.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. Love. But what really makes up this country of ours? What is it we love? It's the people. Almost half the country belongs to minority groups. People who are lesbian, African American, and bi, and transgender, and Native American, and proud of it. After all, what's more American than freedom to celebrate the things that make us, us? This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, disability, sexuality, race, religion, and any other labels. Because the second any of us judge people based on those labels, we're not really being patriotic, are we? Because love has no labels.
All right, we are back here for the postgame show. Here are some second half highlights. And you can see Andrew Hill scoring their touchdown there. Number 20, Rick Quinones. Some of their second half highlights, but Mount Pleasant had some of their highlights. Great catch right there. Number 7 for Mount Pleasant, Alfredo Hernandez. But Bankston for Andrew Hill, throwing the big pass, using his feet, getting first downs. Really a great highlight show to see his skills. And as you can see, Andrew Hill improves the record to 6-2. And Mount Pleasant goes down to 1-7. But both will be back next week. And because of the fires going on up in Northern California, they'll have more games the following week, as there's 2 more weeks left here in the regular season. But that is it for our football season here at CreaTV Sports. We'll be back hopefully soon for basketball. I'd like to thank all of our volunteers this football season, including, of course, the ones working tonight. And we have our camera operators, our production assistants, Amy Garcia, Glenn Iglesias, Savon Payne, David Harris, Donna Wallach, the production assistant, Stacey Rivera, Lillian Roses, and, of course, we had Miguel Alvarez, of course, directing. We have Isaac doing technical directing, Sheila, audio and graphics, of course, engineer in charge, Justin Cowgill, Adriana doing replay, and big thanks to both Mount Pleasant and Andrew Hill. This is Louis Costa signing off here for CreaTV Sports. We'll see you next time for some basketball action. Take care, everyone.